Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Okay, so this is a fun one. So the other night I was out and I was photographing my last video, actually. I was photographing at night and, you know, all those settings on the digital camera. Geez, I want to be a photographer, not a computer management operator. So it got me thinking. Now, somebody did mention, yeah, you can custom program to the custom settings menu, all the settings for particular scenarios. And I guess obviously nighttime photography is one of those scenarios. But you know, there's a much easier way to be a photographer. So this is the December 1996 issue of Popular Photography magazine. And if you were born after 2000, you have no idea what this is. But there was a time back in the day, man, when like there was no internet, and this is how they advertised cameras. Actually, it was the mid-90s. This was like right at the peak of it. And I subscribed to this magazine. I had this issue sent to me, and I remember it. And what would happen was you'd get the issue, right? And then you'd read the articles. They were all right. They weren't bad. But really what it was this is the only way you could learn about new cameras, you know? But my shot Tulip's Kiss made it third place in the Your Best Shot one issue. I don't remember what issue that is. But anyway, the December issue was a big deal because in the December issue was they would give a quick synopsis of all the cameras that they thought were worthy and were interesting at the time. Interestingly, the Leica M6 was in there, and that's an old camera, but yeah, that was a card that just fell out. And you could send this card in to subscribe to the magazine. So yeah, cool stuff. Anyway, let's see who is number one here. So yeah, then in the front was the big deal was the 35mm SLRs, because that's what everybody wanted, right? So, and they did in alphabetical order. The Canon EOS 1N, you could look at all the specs. I mean, remember, you couldn't look any of this stuff up online. There was no such thing. So this was the only way you could figure out like what camera you wanted. And I remember spending hours poring over these, you know, Nikon F5, Nikon N70, N90S, that was a big deal before the F100 came out. PZ1P, that was a crazy camera. You needed the manual to figure out how to operate it. It was so convoluted. I remember being out photographing with it. You know, it was almost as bad as a digital camera. And, you know, anyway, so there's that. But the other big deal was the new prices, because you didn't know how much anything cost, right? I mean, how this would work is this is their used equipment page, but here's their medium format pages. And you would look here and you'd go, okay, a Pentax 645 is $1,500. A Hasselblad was $3,000. The 50mm f2.8, and I don't even think that was the FLE version yet, was $3,700 for a Hasselblad 50mm lens. Okay, that was $3,778. So $3,800. That would be this lens here. Which is just insane. Well, let me lighten that up a bit. That would be this lens here. That was $3,800 back in the day. And that was 1996 money. You could buy a brand new truck for about $6,000. Okay? So that's how expensive this stuff was. So the Hasselblad 501C with an 80mm lens, I believe it was about $3,000. Let's see. What a great reference. An A12 magazine was $700. This is 1996 money. The 150 was $3,200. The 250 was $3,500. You can get those for $300 these days. An 80 was $1,800. But here it is. The 501C at the time, and that had the 80-2.8B lens, was $2,800. Oh, and they give you a free $700 back. What a deal. So, yeah, the prices were just insane. Pentax was much cheaper. The lenses were like the most expensive one. One of the most expensive ones was the 35-35, which is a Corker lens. That was $800. You get those nowadays for about $400 used. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the prices. So the other night I was out, and this is my Domke a little bit bigger bag. I forget what they call it. I think it's the F something. Let's see what it says. This is my Domke F1X, a little bit bigger bag. And Kevin Mullins has one of these that's been through the wars. He's had it for like, oh God, it must be 20 years. And it's just, you know, he just throws all these Fujis in there and goes to a wedding. But anyway, what I did is I said to myself, you know, I'm going to try to make a Hasselblad kit out of this. And I figured I'd show you guys. So this is a Hasselblad film kit. Starting on the right-hand side, in no particular order, I have two of these Ziv 120 film holder deals, and I named them A and B, so I kind of know where my film is. These are these giant rubber bands you get at Walmart. And I've got Tri-X FP4, so A is definitely a black and white deal. And then B, I've got some color film in here and some more black and white. So that's a lot of film. That's 10 rolls of film, 120 exposures, and in film, that's a lot. In the back pocket, I've got my photographer's notebook. Can you see that? There you go. Photographer's notebook in the back pocket, along with my pill case. And so inside, on the top here, let me back up a little bit. So inside on the top, I got some business cards. I got a cable release, which is really important. I don't think I have anything in there. I don't. There's also a compartment here, which I have a USB cord, which I obviously don't need at all. And I've got my Hasselblad 500 cm with a film back, the 80mm lens, waist level finder, FP4 Plus. I don't have any film in there now, but in case I use Tri-X, I'll just turn that around and write on it. You gotta kind of mark your film back so you don't know what film's in there. If you don't finish the roll, you know, there you are. I like the waist level finder because it packs down nice and small. I've got the 50, and I didn't bother digging them out yet, but they're in the case. I've got the 150 and the 250. The 40mm in Hasselblad's a problem because it's really big. I mean, this 50 is about as big as I want to go, and the 50 FLE is a great lens. The FLE stands for floating lens element, and what that is, these are distance markings in meters. And mostly it's 4 meters to infinity, but if you do get up close, you can increase the sharpness by adjusting that. You rarely ever need it, but it's nice to have. And then I have the 150 and the 250, and then I have a spare film back and a lens hood that I use on the 150, the 80, the 150, and the 250. I don't have a lens hood for the 50. In the front here, I got my super enlarging glasses to really see the focus. I've got a strap in case I want to walk around with the camera and not drop it. In here, I have my filtration system. And what's interesting, if you use all CF lenses for Hasselblad, all you need is the Bay 60 adapter. I went to 77mm. There's a dark red filter to make the blue skies dark. I've got a 4-stop neutral density filter, a 10-stop neutral density filter. That might be a 6-stop. No, it's a 4-stop. And these are breakthrough photography filters, and they're really good. They're really high quality. And then I have a 77mm circular polarizer, and that's all the filtration I would really need. And that goes in this pocket. It's important to put everything back in the pocket where it came out of, so when you're working, you know. And also, if you if you look and there's a hole where there's supposed to be something, you know you dropped something or you're missing something. And then over here, all I need for video, I picked up one of these things which seems to work really well. And what it is a stiff thing that goes around your neck, and it holds your DJI action cam, so I can put it on a tripod or put it on this with the quick release. And so when I'm walking around, that's going to be very helpful. And I got my DJI Action 5 Pro, which is all I need for video these days, with a couple of spare batteries. And that's the whole kit. Now, The one thing is it's a wee bit heavy, but it is what it is. It is medium format. And so that is so much easier. You just put some film in here, you go out there, you make sure your focus is good, you make sure your composition is good, you push the button. There is one other caveat to this. So I said to myself, with this kit, I'm going to need a flashlight. And I'm also going to need a light meter. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about buying a small light meter or whatever, because I got that big honking spot meter and I don't need to get that carried away. And what I did was, I realized my phone has, I downloaded this app, Light Meter app. There it is. So we'll see how good that is, and I think that's the spot. You want to do some spot readings. I mean, I don't know how good it's going to be, but I'm going to try it, give it a shot. And the other thing is, what's really cool about these Motorola phones is all you have to do is karate chop them and you got a flashlight. And I always have my phone with me, right? Because that's where we're at these days. You always have your phone with you. And so I'll have that in another pocket. I won't have that in the bag. But there's my light meter and my flashlight. And I can call people too and get messages and things. So that is my film Hasselblad kit in my Domke, a little bit bigger bag. Yeah, it's kind of heavy, but it's not that heavy. And it's a lot easier to photograph with than any digital camera. So hope you enjoyed that. And like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you out there. Have a great one. Bye.